One of the big stories coming into this game, Duane, not just the rematch of the teams that were in the Grey Cup last year, but all the regulars of the Argos were resting, including Chad Kelly. But ultimately, Toronto did make a pretty good game of it. Too much, though, of one player in particular, Brady Oliveira, as they just grounded out, and he had a career-high 169 yards.
Yeah, it was a fantastic performance by the Winnipeg offensive line by Brady Oliveira. Their run game in general was kind of the story of this football game. Because even as Toronto had the lead throughout most of the game, the fact was Winnipeg absolutely dominated in terms of time of possession. It wasn't a case of a ton of mistakes necessarily, just the fact that the Bombers weren't finding their way into the end zone. But over the course of the game, as you see Oliveira run after run, there's contact on every run, and he's running through that contact and wearing down that Toronto defense. And eventually, as they got into the fourth quarter, they kind of broke them. Now, Brady also had this touchdown catch in the ball game, and what was overall, I thought, just a terrific effort for him. He's been so consistent throughout this year, and maybe almost fitting in Andrew Harris's final visit, so to speak, to IG Field, that his successor would put up such a terrific game.
They had a nice moment and embrace after this game was done. But remember, John Liu at halftime interviewed him. He wasn't that happy. Maybe a little bit happier now. Here is again with John.
Brady, at halftime, you said to us that you were not happy. I'm guessing that your mood has certainly improved at this point.
Yeah, I mean, look, we got the win. That's what we do. We try to do every single week. Come out here, go 1-0, execute, play our style of football. And I think, we had a better second half. We came out here, executed, definitely, played physical, I think, for the entire game. And I think that was the difference maker today.
What was behind the turnaround in that second half?
What's that?
What was behind the turnaround in that second half for you?
Personally, I know I can do so much better. I know, when I'm on, I can do so much for this football team. So I use, that fumble in the first half as motivation and hunger to go out there and to do better and be better. And that's exactly what I did, and try to help this team win football games.
Considering that you haven't faced the Argos so far this regular season, what's your takeaway from an opponent that didn't bring all their starters but still gave you a tough test?
Yeah, they're a good team. We knew, it doesn't matter who they bring, if they brought all their starters or, the lineup they had today. They're a good football team. They got, good depth on that team. So, it'll be interesting. They're, a top team, probably going to go all the way this year. So, hopefully we get to see them again.
Thanks for this, Brady.
Thank you.
Which leads us to more about Ryan Dinwiddie's decision to rest Chad Kelly, not just to keep him healthy, but also to give another quarterback, a rookie, Cameron Dukes, some reps. And the plan, all things considered, even though they didn't win the game, turned out pretty well.
Yeah, I think so as well. It was very important for them to find out what they had in Cameron Dukes. People may look at his first CFL extended appearance in the loss to Calgary. Well, that was a situation much earlier in the season, so much earlier in his introduction to the Canadian Football League game. And in a week where he came in replacing Chad Kelly because of injury, where he didn't get the starters reps. Well, this week he prepares completely differently. He's had the better part of a season of watching and learning the CFL game. And I thought that Cameron Dukes acquitted himself very well, very poised, very productive from the quarterback position, and I think gave the Argos a chance to win in this football game against a tough defense, which is what you want to see.
Yep, 17 of 24 for 231, a touchdown and no picks. And so the Argos lose for just the second time this season. They're at home celebrating their 150th anniversary when they take on the Edmonton Elks. There you see Andrew Harris and Brady Oliveira. For the Bombers, though, big first place showdown against the Lions at BC Place next week.